So we landed in Lanzarote yesterday at around 3 o'clock, expecting to be out the airport fairly quickly, maybe at half an hour at the most. But instead we didn't actually leave the airport until after 6 o'clock. That's just over 3 hours trying to get through passport control. And honestly, what we experienced was complete chaos, massive queues, very little organisation, and even a medical emergency where staff struggled to get through the crowds. So in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what happened yesterday, why these delays are happening in Lanzarote Airport right now, and what you should know if you're travelling there soon. What happened then? So, as soon as we walked towards passport control, it was obvious something wasn't right. The queues were absolutely huge. People were packed all the way through the corridors, they were barely moving, and at times it honestly felt the queue had completely stopped. One of the biggest frustrations was that multiple passport scanner machines weren't even being used. You would clearly see there was desks and machines sitting empty while hundreds of passengers were standing there waiting. Another issue was a lack of a clear queue system. There didn't seem to be a proper separation between EU passengers and non-EU passengers, which meant some travellers were waiting there far longer than they probably needed to be waiting. So you had EU passengers stuck in queues unnecessarily, which just added to the massive congestion. And then, at one point, someone in the queue had a medical emergency, but because the crowd was so tightly packed together, staff and the emergency responders struggled to get through the people to reach them, which really just showed you the overcrowded and how bad the situation had become. There was rumours before about the flight arrivals. While we were standing in the queue yesterday, there were also rumours going around the airport that in an 80-minute window, something like 17 flights had landed. Now, whether that was completely true or not, I'm not really sure. But looking at the size of the queues and the sheer number of people coming through the corridors, it wouldn't surprise us if there were that many arrivals in that short space of time. Because if that many planes land so close together, the airport just becomes completely overwhelmed really quickly. Why is this happening? There are actually a few reasons why these delays seem to be happening more and more often now. The first is simply passenger numbers. The Canary Islands are hugely popular again, and airports like Lanzarote are dealing with massive volumes of tourists. If several flights land close together, passport control can quickly become overloaded. Another factor is Brexit. Before Brexit, UK travellers could go through the EU passport lanes, which were usually quicker. Now British passengers go through the non-EU passport checks, which involve more detailed inspections and passport stamping. There's also a new border systems being introduced across Europe, including biometric checks and updated entry systems. These systems are designed to improve border security and eventually will speed things up. And finally, there's also the issue of staffing and organisation. If not all passport desks or scanning machines are open, queues can build very quickly, which looked like exactly what was happening yesterday. So any advice for travellers? One thing we would definitely suggest is that if you're travelling to Lanzarote or really any European destination, it's worth doing a bit of research into the airport arrival times and passport control delays before you book your trip. Look at recent traveller experiences, check forums or travel updates, and try to get an idea of what arrivals are like at certain times of the day. Because if lots of flights arrive within a short window, delays like this can definitely happen. Now, Lanzarote is still an incredible place to visit, and we absolutely do love coming here. But for us yesterday, it was 3 hours from landing to leaving the airport, which definitely isn't the start to holiday anybody wants. Hopefully the airport authorities can improve the organisation and staffing, because situations like yesterday, especially when emergency staff struggle to get through the crowds, really shouldn't be happening. That's just our thoughts. But if you found this video useful, make sure to subscribe for more travel tips and destination guides, and we'll see you in the next video.